Clippers, Denver, Game 1. It was a thriller in Denver. Highs and lows, the legendary stat of the game, and the most lonely stat of the game. Ty Lue going to Zoo in the post. It has been one of their go-to move, especially at the start of games, all season long. He was even frustrated when they didn't get him the ball straight away. So that was awesome to see, him demanding the ball like that. Harden was taking care of the ball at the start too. You can tell, even when Zoo was barking at him to get the ball to him in the post quickly, Harden was taking his time. He didn't want to be throwing those lackadaisy passes. Kawhi came out of the game early, which seemed to be a strategy of Ty Lue's, leaving Jokic in there on his own. But the only problem with this, we just let them back in the game. We built out a solid lead at the start there, and with Kawhi out, they just came straight back into it. Denver go on a 10-0 run to end that first quarter, and the ending of quarters again is an issue for the Clippers that was rearing its ugly head. Second half, Clippers want to get Bogey going. We really need his threes at this point. We're not getting much threes on the board at all. It just wasn't happening. They were trying to force it. Bogey was getting hunted on the defensive end and looked like a liability out there. I don't know why we can't see some Coffee minutes. I think Coffee was a major factor while Kawhi was out this season of keeping us in games. I think on defense, he does better than Bogey, that's for sure. He's got a lot more size and more athleticism, and I think he's a big game player. Nick Batum off the bench, savior again. He had some magnificent plays to keep us in it at the end of regulation there, but he was a +5 with his 9 points. Ben Simmons was a +5. I thought Ben Simmons actually looked pretty good out there. He played the backup point guard to Harden. That's pretty much the only time we need him, so he was still important. Wasn't as scary as Bogey out there because at least he's got some size to defend, and with Denver's size, we need all the size we can get. In my preview video for this series, I said one of my top matchup concerns for this game was going to be Kawhi versus Aaron Gordon. That went Aaron Gordon's way tonight. I mean, Kawhi was still terrific, but Gordon managed 25 points. The rebounding was killing us. He had 5 offensive rebounds and 3 defensive rebounds. Jamal Murray with 21 points, a +12, and he still had 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and a steal. We started the fourth quarter with Harden and Zoo both on the bench, so that was terrifying. Jokic was on the bench too, and Kawhi was out there, so we needed some big minutes from Kawhi here. Another one of my 5 key matchups to be concerned about heading into this series was David Adelman and Ty Lue not having faced each other before. But I tell you what, Nikola Jokic, he might be the actual coach of this team. Because in the fourth quarter there, and especially in overtime, seeing him in the timeout huddles, he was completely taking over. It's amazing that people have actually questioned Jokic's competitiveness over his time, saying, he doesn't really care about the game too much. If you watch this game, you know how much he cares. Westbrook had his temper under control. He was looking cool, calm, and calculated. Didn't even hesitate for 3 when he got the opportunity for some corner threes and hit some mammoth shots. Shout out to Jeff Van Gundy, almost tackling Jokic there after an out-of-bounds call off Kawhi. Van Gundy ended up with the ball. Jokic was trying to keep the game moving as quickly as possible, always trying to get the bounce pass in straight away. But Jeff Van Gundy wouldn't give up the ball. He was holding onto it very tightly and went mano a mano against Jokic. He held onto that ball for a good 5 to 10 seconds before Jokic was able to rip it out of his hands. So the stat that decided the game, and will be my lonely stat of the game, is the turnovers. 20 turnovers for the Clippers to give up 23 points. That's the game right there. Harden said it in the post-game interview. If you just look after the ball, if we just had half of those turnovers, if we just had 3/4 of those turnovers, we don't even go to overtime. Legendary stat of the game has to go to Jokic's 12 assists and 29 points because he was just finding everybody, still getting it to the cutters, still finding Westbrook. Braun, he was impressive too. Didn't light up the stat line too much, but all of the Denver starters were in the pluses except for Michael Porter Jr. So that's the scary thing on the Denver point of view is Michael Porter Jr. did nothing tonight. He went missing completely. He was a -8 and only scored 3 points. So there's still a lot to like for the Clippers. We've definitely got the firepower. I want to see more Coffee minutes. And Powell, I think he can be a little bit more aggressive too. If you enjoyed this little video, chuck us a sub, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.